it, my brother, my sister. Everybody can say it the way it comes to their mind. We are not the only one that has mouth to talk. Each time I talk to people like this, you usually feel so bad. What can I do to improve myself? What can I do to make sure that I don't sound the way I usually do? Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chidima. I'm a YouTuber based in Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria. If today is your first time of coming across my channel, you are highly welcome. You are welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, you are highly welcome. Thank you very much for coming back. And today, in today's video, I'm going to be addressing some things that people are always abusing. And I feel like this is the high time, this is the right time for us to address it. So what am I talking about? What I'm trying to talk about in today's video is when people use the word, I'm just being myself, I'm just being realistic, I'm just being real, just being myself. That word has been totally abused. It has been totally messed up. You know, being yourself does not, there's some things people misunderstand about being yourself. Being yourself does not mean that you can work on some areas of your life that are not, you know, good, that are, you are not doing well. Being yourself does not mean that if you're not, doing something right in a particular way or in a particular form, that you cannot say, okay, let me work on this part of my life. So when people are doing some nonsense or doing some things that are not right, you try to call them to order. They will tell you, I'm being myself, this is me, I'm real. I'm being real here. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to live another person's life. I don't want to behave like another person. I don't want to do things the way others are doing it. Sometimes there are room for us. The English word said there's always room for improvement. There are some areas of our life that are not that fantastic. We are not doing that well. Everybody has that weakness. Everybody has his or her own area of life that he or she is not doing well. And we generally term it our area of weakness, our weakness. Sometimes some of our weakness, although some motivational books or motivational speakers have told us not to ignore our weakness and focus on our strength. But it's not every weakness that you are supposed to ignore. So some of these things that in no particular order that people do, there are many. Please, if I forget, okay, definitely I'm not going to mention all. But if you know some of the things people do that you know that are not right, and when you call them out or when you are trying to correct them, or when you are expecting them to say, I'm sorry, I'm working on this part of my life, and instead of them to do that, they are there telling you, this is me, I'm real, and this is real me, this is who I am. Please comment down below. Tell us in the comment section some of those things that your colleagues, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your relatives, your husband or your wife, or anybody that is related to you, or your co-workers, or your business partners, what they do or you have noticed in people that they do wrongly. But when you try to correct them, when you are expecting them to say, I'm sorry, I'm working on this, they, instead of them to, what you will see or what you will hear is, this is me, this is who I am, you can't change me, this is how I am, I was born. So particular, without wasting much of your time, let's dive into the video. Yes, some people are very rude. They are very rude. They talk to people anyhow. They don't mince words when they are talking. They don't season their words when they want to speak to someone. And they can talk to you, they can harass you at any place. They don't even know what is a private talk and a public talk. They don't know the right place to call somebody out. Even they do it to their friends, they do it to their relatives, their brothers, their sisters, they do it to everybody. And when you are trying to correct some people like this, they will tell you, yes, I don't hide things, this is me, I do everything, I say it the way it comes, the way it comes to my hand, that's the way I say it. My brother, my sister, everybody can say it the way it comes to their mind. We are not the only one that has mouth to talk, but so many people choose not to do it that way. There's some things somebody will be doing and you know that no, this is not the right place to call this person out. You just go and go to that person's call the person in private and say, this thing you are wearing is not right, this thing you are doing is not right, this thing you are saying is not right, don't do better next time. So this is the way to talk to people, and the person will appreciate it if he or she is a reasonable person. But people like this, they are very rude, they are born rude. According to them, they say they were born like that you were born like that, or maybe because of the way you grew up or how you face life growing up or how you were born, your character trait or something, does not mean you can't do better. That does not mean that you can't work on yourself. Please, This is where I talk to people. Each time I talk to people like this, you usually feel so bad. What can I do to improve myself? What can I do to make sure that I don't sound the way I usually sound? This is how people improve on themselves. Another thing people do that, I find quite interesting. Some people are disorganized. You go to their house, their clothes are all over the place, their innerwear is on the floor, their shoe is one side of the house, their handbag, their belt, whatever thing they have, their house is like upside down. I'm not talking about somebody that has a child. Even if you have a child, there's a limit to everything. Some people can be disorganized mentally. Oh, we have an appointment tomorrow. By tomorrow, they are not with you. You call them, oh, that thing we discuss. When is it? They will not be asking you, when is it going to be? This is somebody you have discussed maybe some days ago that we are going on so trip, or we're going to visit so thing, or we're going to discuss so thing, we're going to sit down and brainstorm about so thing on Wednesday, maybe for instance. And come Wednesday, you are calling them to get a kind of okay, I'm almost done, or maybe it's shey is by 12, I'll be through by 12, I should be available by 12. You know, what will be hearing from that thing you said we are going to do, when is it going to be? You'll be so disappointed, and they don't care. Some of them, when you try to correct them, they'll tell you, this is who I am. I don't put things to heart. I don't carry things in my head. So I'm the one that carries things on my head, Abby. I'm the one that carries the whole world on my head. You had an appointment with somebody. You had an agreement with somebody that you are going to so place and so day and so time. And the day comes, the person is calling you to tell you, or I'm ready, or remember we have an appointment by 1, and instead of you to concur, you are asking, hey, when is it going to be? Which day sef did you say we're going for that thing? If it's you, will you be happy? And some of these people, they feel so relaxed, they feel so reluctant, they feel like, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. This is me, this is who I am. Please, brother, sister, this is not a matter of who you are or who you are not. Try and work on yourself. Try and work on yourself. It will do you a lot of good. Because being organized helps a lot. It makes people to take you seriously. It can make you, being not disorganized can make you to miss out on some major breakthroughs. Being disorganized can make you to fulfill some good things that will come on your way. And also it makes people around you unhappy. If you are somebody that is very very understanding or considerate, there's some character traits you have that are making people around you uncomfortable. You should be able to work on it. You should know what you are doing that is not right. You work on it and it's affecting the next person, and you are not doing anything about it, and you say, this is who I am. Please, that this is who I am should be left for those character traits you have that doesn't have anything to do with people. For instance, maybe you are the type that always you eat peanuts each time you finish your meal. Okay, it's who you are. You must choose something after meal. Fine and good. If you don't want to change, it's for your pocket. I'm just using that as an instance. I'm not saying that chewing granite after me is a bad thing, but I'm using it something that is personal to you. If it's who you are and it's not affecting the next person, by all means do you. But if what your character trait or what your behavior is affecting the next person, please always work on yourself. Don't say, I was born like this, you can't change me, this is my real self, I'm just being real here. No, it's not. It doesn't work that way. Because if everybody start being real, if you come out raw the way we used to do things, or if we come out raw the way God created us, you will not like it. This earth will not be suitable, it will not be comfortable for so many of us. So another point that I want to mention that people do, and they feel that, oh, everybody should be happy with it, everybody should clap for them because it's who they are or is their real selves, is being unnecessarily blunt. Some people, this one is so controversial. Or when people lack, this one is synonymous with lack of emotional intelligence. Some people don't lack it to the barest minimum, to the last. Some people don't have emotional intelligence at all. Some people lack emotional intelligence to the last. As in, when they are talking, you can sense from whatever thing they are saying that this person does not have emotional intelligence. Somebody is going through stuff and you are there in the person's presence and you are there blaming the person for what he or she went through. Yes, some people can go through things because of some mistakes, or because of uninformed decision, or because of some factors that they contributed themselves. doesn't mean that somebody is going through stuff. That is not the right time for you to start blaming the person. You would have done this, you would have driven like this, you would have done this. It has happened, it has happened. At least at that point where that thing just happened, you can just empathize with the person. You can just say one or two words of encouragement. You can just keep your mouth shut. You can just say it on the surface and leave. Then after much time, depending on your relationship with the person, you can go to the person and say, oh, this thing you did, this is why this thing happened to you. Please, next time don't do things like this. The person will appreciate it more. And I know we all are human beings. If you have sense, if let's maybe there's something wrong with that person's mental faculty. If your sense is working effectively, there are some things you do and the outcome does not come well, you tell yourself, oh, I don't mess up. You tell yourself, oh, why did I do this? You already know that you are the cause of this problem. So even somebody coming to before somebody will even come to you to tell you you caused this, you have already learned your lesson from it. You have already realized where you made that mistake. You have already called yourself to order. You have already promised yourself, this kind of decision I will not make it again. So the second person coming is like a kind of confirmation, or a kind of a second whatever correction. You have already corrected yourself, and I believe that the correction you give to yourself, the advice you give to yourself, is the best form of advice on earth. Because 1,000,001 people gives you advice. I'm not saying giving advice is bad. No, it's not what I'm saying. Please, disclaimer. What I'm saying is, no matter the number of advice you get from people, if you have not advised yourself, you have not assimilated the advice they give to you, if you have not welcomed the advice they give to you with a whole heart, with open heart, with a genuine mind and genuine spirit, those advice are not going to work. They're not going to work for you. So that's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying, when people are going through stuff, when people are going through a lot, or when people may do something, knowing how to talk to them, and even if the person is not going through stuff, learn how to talk to people at the right time, at the right place, with the right tone. Season your words with honey and sugar and all the rest of them. There's a place you have to, how you must season your words. It's not everything that you come out plain and say, hey, this is how it is, and we know that you are very confrontational, but sometimes keep it to yourself until when it's needed. Yes, there's sometimes you need a bit of everything. Sometimes there's some people you see that this is not a matter to treat with emotional intelligence. So you face it squarely. You bring out that your confrontational side, that your bluntness side, your blunt side, that your no pity side. You bring it out and face the situation. But on a normal case scenario, please always make use of emotional intelligence. This is not a matter of this is how I am. And when people do that, I'm very blunt, I'm very straightforward. Please, all of us are blunt. All of us knows how to talk shit. All of us, we know how to open our mouths, and words will be pouring out like water. But sometimes you need to think before you talk, and sometimes you need to season your words. Two of us can be saying A and B can be saying the same thing, but the difference is the presentation. How you present your own and how I present my own. We might be saying the same thing to the same person, but with different approach, with different voice tone and everything. So learn how to season your words, learn how to talk to people, learn how to talk to children, learn how to talk to adults, learn how to talk to people at different times and at different places. So don't capitalize on this is who I am, I'm so blunt, I don't take nonsense, I'm no nonsense person, I don't care what you think, I say it the way it is. Yes, I know there's a place. I'm not saying it the way it is. It's a bad thing. Understand me. What I'm saying is there's a room for everything. It's not everything or every time or at every place you go to that you portray yourself as being blunt, or you say things the way they are. There's some places you go to, you sugarcoat some words before you say it. Yes, we're saying the same thing, but the approach differs. Nobody's saying you should go and be lying up and down. No. What I'm saying is season your words with salt, with all the spices and all that you can think of before you say it sometimes, in some cases.